What's up, guys? It's Primal. My name is Dennis Timmerman.
Nick Ridenauer.
Travis Klinghagen.
And today we're talking about the CrossFit 19.3 workout, CrossFit Games 19.3, and why it's...
Sucks.
Why does it suck?
It's fucking stupid.
It is pretty stupid. So this video is actually, Nick posted something on Facebook just saying, basically, if you're planning on doing it, don't. And so I figured we'd probably maybe dig into it a little bit deeper and see why all you regular ass folks out there should probably not be doing that CrossFit 19.3 workout. And the main reason is because it's stupid. All right, so first of all, we should tell people, in case they don't know what it is, what is the 19.3?
Now I gotta remember it.
It's
So it was
overhead lunge.
Yeah, for the male, it was a 50-pound overhead lunge. Single arm overhead lunges for 200 feet?
Yep.
200 meters.
200 meters.
Mm-hmm.
Was it meters?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Either way, both of them suck. Then was it box step-ups?
Box step-ups, which I don't know. It's not overhead.
No,
it's
no,
just
just
anyway.
hold. It just
Holding
said with a dumbbell, so just holding it, I'd imagine, and then 50 strict handstand push-ups, and then 200 foot
Yes.
handstand walk.
Yep.
Yeah, in 10-minute cap,
10-minute.
or is how many times you can get through or whatever. Are they doing that, or was it just
I
a
don't know.
10-minute cap?
I think it's just best time.
I mean, I wouldn't be able to
and-
get through
Yeah.
one time, so.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh.
So why is that?
So my thoughts on it? Why
Yeah.
it's fucking stupid?
Why is it stupid?
Because it's just way too much. It's way too much shoulder work for the average person. I mean, it's far too much.
So I would say probably the people getting the most excited about this stuff is probably like the average people, right?
For the open.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
So like CrossFit like introduced the open to be another way to kind of build community and have like every box, compete and do stuff like
Which
that.
I like that.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
wonderful.
That's a
yeah,
good
I love
thing.
that.
Yep. But the standards that they hold them to, they're getting. I mean, they've already started. I mean, right from the beginning, they were like the expectations were so high, right? So basically, you've got a person right off the street is supposed to be able to basically do the same thing as what a games athlete is going to be
the
doing.
fittest person on earth.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and they're going through the same thing. Yes, there are like some revisions, like you can have alterations to the movement, so it might be lighter, something like that. But still, again, very demanding on the body, and I don't know if they really take that into account as much as what they need to.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially since the average person still wants to compete. They want to, nobody wants to lose. They want to do their best and stuff like that. But when you have this this competition that you're not necessarily prepped for, okay, and then you're asked to do this grand feat, which that's a hard workout.
It's a hell of a workout.
I mean, you're talking a lot of overhead work, which a lot of people don't even have, the mobility to do.
Just to do a handstand against the wall.
Right.
Let alone 50 handstand push-ups.
Yeah,
So-
yeah. I mean, just-
So you're asking that much from a person, but then they're also having that competitive drive, which just intensifies everything that much more. So instead of letting something like maybe a dumbbell come down, because like in a normal workout, because they're like, okay, I'm fatiguing out.
Yeah.
Now they're trying to go a little further and push past 100% and going to be causing some injuries, And then you're stacking a bunch of exercises back to back to back in this 10-minute time cap where they're getting no breaks and the muscles are fatiguing. There's no way that they can hold that demand for that long.
I think I think the way they did the order too is off. They could have switched the order to make it even better. The less skilled stuff at the end, like the step up should be last.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Handstand push-ups and handstand walk should probably be first. That's hard telling. But anyways, it doesn't matter because it is what it is. But a lot of people will see that workout and be like, oh, that's going to be really hard on the shoulders. That's going to be like a crusher. They're going to get excited about that, right? But most people don't know what the fuck is good for them. Like they see that, they think it's going to be an awesome workout because they're smashing themselves. But for most people, that's just way too much. They're gonna get hurt.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rather than
And it might
having
not
it be a good workout.
Yeah, and
But
it might not be that they're getting hurt during the workout, but the fact that now they've just pounded their body way harder than they've ever done the shoulders wise, right? And then the next week when they're doing, they're at the CrossFit box doing the WOD, and all of a sudden they're doing a push up and their shoulder and the
Right.
rotator cuff goes, something like that. And that was because the previous workout they did, the 19.3, is probably setting him up basically to be tight in spots and just overworked, overused.
Well,
So-
yeah, and that's the thing. Like I get blasting shoulders or like work like that, but like you're talking about completely fatiguing all the stabilizers.
Right.
It's just it's fucking dumb.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just you're asking for, like you said, it may not hurt right now, but in a couple days or doing something, you start noticing. It's just too much. And again, I'm biased because I like the community of CrossFit. I like that kind of stuff, but I mean, I'm a 155-pound dude. I can't do, I'll admit it, I can't do most of the weights that they put on there for the guys. And I'm fucking an athletic, strong person. So, that kind of shit is just, it's for the games people. I mean, people don't realize that those guys are not your average person. None of those guys on the CrossFit just were like, hey, I'm gonna start doing fucking CrossFit and make it to the games. Like they're all ex-athletes. They're all in phenomenal shape before they even get into CrossFit. They're either
Right.
ex-college athletes or, it's not the average person. And I mean, I'm one fittest on the earth. That ain't your fucking cardio is good. That's all CrossFit is to me. Your
Work
fucking
capacity,
cardio
I
is
mean.
good. You're not the fittest person on the fucking planet. Your
what does that
cardio
even
is
mean?
good.
That
Right.
doesn't even mean anything.
Right,
You know
yeah.
what I
So
mean?
I think they've just found, I do very much like the community and what they've built and getting people involved, but they're just,
I think
like-
there's more good than bad.
Right,
with
yeah, yeah,
CrossFit,
there's-
for sure. But the
there's
bad
this-
kind of fucks a lot of things
yeah,
up.
yeah, it's, and then you get, I mean, they built a hell of a community as far as I mean, CrossFitters are fucking crazy. It's the end all be all. If you're not fucking CrossFit and you know what I mean? It's
Loyal.
like, yeah. So I mean, I like that, part, but it's getting fucking ridiculous. I mean, it really is. And I think like you were saying when they first started, I get it trying to figure it out, but now I feel like they're just trying to
Make it hard to make it hard.
yeah, they're just
Yeah.
doing stupid shit to do stupid shit.
Like
we mess around and do stupid shit, but we'll do like one rep or we'll do like one thing. Like we're not fatiguing ourselves to where we start possibly
Right,
injuring.
right,
If we injure ourselves, it's because we're being fucking idiots and like fucking around on something.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And if we have any of our people, our clients, or
Yeah, no, I
anything
don't
do
have
that,
any of that shit.
then like it's metered. Like
Right.
it's not just, hey, this is what we're doing today, so everybody's doing it. Like
Right.
we know that we got a couple clients that are a little bit crazy and they like that dumb shit and can
Yeah.
handle it.
Right.
You know what I mean? But for it to be generalized the way it is.
Yeah.
Like Travis is an Olympic lifter, and I don't see him doing Olympic lifts with all of his clients. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's your bread and butter.
Yeah.
Right.
And you're not doing that because that's what you do. And that's
Well-
that's how CrossFit is. That's what they do.
Yeah.
And so everybody just does.
One like Travis, I think
That style.
Travis would fare good at this one because he has the shoulder capacity to do that work and that overhead stuff, being an Olympic lifter.
Yeah.
But if you don't have that background, like I'm not an Olympic lifter, I've had shoulder issues, so I mean I'm already susceptible to that. Can't, you know what I mean? Like I just can't do that type of shit. And then you're gonna get people like me, they're going, well, I'll just work through it, or I'll do this, and their ribs are open up, their lower back's cranked. It's just there's just too many ways to get hurt doing that amount of work on a stabilizer like that. in my opinion.
Totally. And the
So,
shoulder's already like such a touchy thing for general population people. Like that's probably the biggest issue, shoulder and knees, right? So yeah, it's sketchy altogether.
And again, I am biased. You guys know I don't like CrossFit, so
Yeah, and like we said, like there's a lot more good than bad with CrossFit, but it's big enough to where we shouldn't still be a thing. You know what I mean? They're getting criticized. They're getting blasted all the time. Every year they get blasted. Last year it was like people tearing chest. I think it was chest. They're doing like ring dips or something. People kept tearing chest muscles or some shit like that. But it's like every year there's this thing, like a common injury, common flaw with their workout that just leaves people fucked.
Yeah.
Seems like
And
they could do a little bit better job
especially
programming
with the
that.
open like format too. So you got 5 weeks of this like demanding like basically by the time that like, and people do like these workouts like multiple times to try to like better their score.
It,
You know, so that they can be
Which,
you know, like 20,000th instead of
and
you know.
but I would say that's probably the way to do it, is to go through it slowly, not try to crush it, you know, get a feel for a workout like that and find out like halfway through, fuck this. And,
Yeah,
you know
but
what I mean?
most people don't do that, right?
Right,
So
right,
they're crushing both times.
Yeah.
And but then it's like you're finally just recovering by the time like the next week rolls around, and
Right.
you got to do another crusher and another crusher, and so it's like, you know, how much can the actual like person who's got an 8 to 5 job, you know,
Well, and even speaking of that,
who
like
isn't doing the recovery modalities and stuff like that.
Or didn't train for the movements that was during competition.
Right.
and if you start reading in, I mean, I pay attention to the top CrossFit athletes and stuff because they are phenomenal athletes and shit. But if you start reading about that, half those guys aren't paleo. Half those guys don't even do the fucking WODs.
I think
they
Rich
work on
Froning
their
eats
own.
Pop-Tarts every day or some shit
Right,
like that.
like they work.
Right.
The majority of them, top guys, do their own workouts. They're not following the WOD from CrossFit and
Yeah.
shit like that.
So yeah,
you know,
and I would
so-
say they're like a lot of people aren't prepped, you know, for what they're going to be doing in the open. So
Right. Yeah, it's all a big surprise. They don't unveil it till it's time to do it, pretty much. So
I mean, especially like they've done probably the movements possibly, but the load, you know, it's like, you know, comparison to like going out and jogging, but then being asked to, you know, sprint a 400 meters, you know, like they're two different things.
Yeah.
You know?
right.
Yeah, they're both running, but one is so much easier than the other.
Right.
So.
Totally.
Well, I'll tell you, just yoga the other day. I looked over at Travis, we're in down dog, and both of our triceps were just like crushing. We're both strong guys and just doing down dog, you know? So I couldn't imagine the amount of overhead work into that, you know, like I just straight up know I couldn't do that. Like I won't even attempt that because I know that I couldn't even come close to finishing that.
Only way to finish it is to compensate.
Yeah. And
Yeah, there's going to be
risk
breakdown
injuries.
somewhere.
Right.
And whether it's shoulder-wise, core-wise, mostly probably both,
Right.
you know?
Yeah.
So,
And I mean, you know, competition is the time for that, right? Like training isn't the time to get hurt, but competition, all bets are off, right? But
Right.
like people across the country, across the world doing this, regular everyday people, like they're not competing. There's nothing competitive about it. They're just doing the workout.
Right.
So like they have the stakes for them are so much higher because they got to miss out on work if they hurt themselves. Or, you know, like their life is going to be
but they're taking
hugely
it
impacted.
mentally, like they're taking it as if
Like
they
they're
would,
there at the games.
would be going to the games,
exactly.
right?
And like
So-
that mentality is not good.
Right.
Not good for people.
The risk versus reward is just not there.
Right.
You know, so. Well,
So I guess let's wrap this up. We seem like a bunch of CrossFit haters.
I am.
Slightly,
So-
but there's a lot of good shit about CrossFit. So if you're a CrossFitter and your butt hurt, leave a comment. We'd love to hear about it and
You can rag on me, I don't care.
change our minds. How about that?
I am open to having my mind changed, but I doubt you're going to be able to do it.
So yeah, if you hate us right now, start a discussion and see if we could work something out here. And we're pretty open guys, open to different perspectives.
I am pretty jealous, though, because I can't do a lot of that shit.
And the thing is, you don't need to.
Oh, no, I'd like to. I just can't do it. Like, I would love to, you know, when you talk about, like, the competitive, like, I'd like to jump into one and go try it. Like, I would try it, but, I'm not going to, I think I would wreck myself in the training if I trained for a CrossFit event or like, trained to get ready for one. I think by the time one came around, I'd probably have a blown shoulder, knee would be fucked up. But at the same point, that mentality, I would jump into a competition and I would try it. I'm not against that. But, like, the overhead stuff, I can't put that much weight over my head. So, I mean, like, a lot of the, like, if it came to one of those events, I'd have to just be like, well, I guess I'm taking last place in this one. You know what I mean? So
That would be the smart way to do it, though.
yeah. If anything,
You know?
like even strongman stuff. Like some of the stuff that irritates me is I'm 155 pounds. I can't do, like, give me a fucking lightweight class or some shit. I'll do the girls' weight. You know what I mean?
Bro, I just got to start eating.
Like, yeah, but I mean, at that point, I mean, it's just, the weights are so damn heavy on some of that stuff that that's what sucks for me, So,
That's why Travis is bulking up.
yeah. I've
Checking
tried,
up.
I've tried that, but it's,
Chocolate milk.
tried that. I just can't get as thick as white chocolate here.
We're going to end it with that right there. So if you want to follow White Chocolate, where can they find you at here, Travis?
Instagram, Travis Klinghagen. Check out whatever's new on there. It's a pretty good.
He just
one.
hit a 700-pound squat. You can go watch that on his Instagram.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Pretty impressive. Looked like he was like using an earthquake bar. That thing was so fucking bouncy.
I spotted him.
Yeah,
You
really
can see,
good.
That's a lot of
you can
work.
see Nick spotting him on that. Yeah. We were talking about that yesterday. Like,
What was I gonna do if
that would make me really nervous to spot 700 pounds by myself.
I would have just shoved him out of the way. And let the bar fall.
Spartan kick.
Exactly.
Where can they find you at?
Ryder311 on Instagram.
All right. You can find me at dennis.timmerman. You could find the gym at Primal SFSD. You can find, the podcast on the gyms thing. We changed that over. I think we'll just leave it at that. Shit.
And don't forget to share.
Share. Yeah, if you guys are getting something out of this, if you're liking these videos, give a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. You get notified when we post new videos, and share that shit. Share it with a friend. Share it with a CrossFitter.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching, guys.